the important things about our management reporting, right? Basically on that. So we have worked on different things yesterday on regards to management reporting, or we can say controlling on part of that, right? So we have seen how we can actually go with this cost element accounting, how we can actually do the cost element master data and configuration, what are the primary secondary costs, how we can configure that, and cost center accounting, how you create cost centers, how you create cost center master data, how we create cost center hierarchies and their planning, importing planning data, and assessing them, analyzing them. So all these things we have seen yesterday, right? So in regards to that, like continuation of that, we have the advanced reporting functionality is also there in this. So like we call it as exception reporting. So here, the exception reporting basically allows us. So yesterday, I think the Custer is here or not, I don't know. Okay, once he is, because he asked me a question. I don't, I can speak with him because when he joined, I'll speak with him. But yes, so exception reporting will be allowing us to only color code. Yesterday, when I asked, I thought we can raise exceptions on our own customizations. That functionality is not possible. So further to have it right, you have to do, like include, other module, and you have to write certain customer exits or badges on top of it if you need certain pop-up kind of thing. But in this reporting functionalities, whatever that we have in the cost centers plan and actual. So in this, we don't have that functionality right now. Only I can explore, like the exception reporting, how you can actually use it, because only color coding report, but just report says based on certain rules you want to specify. For example, if you have any negative budgets are there, or else you have any differences where you have to like highlight on this to your reporting. So there is a measure in your differentiation percentage, you can always raise an exception for which you can give certain information in color coding. So that is there in the exception reporting basically here. So you can create custom tiles also on part of what you want to perform on your activity. So let me share my screen and show you all these things to you. So if you can go here. Okay, so let me go to the home page here. So as I said, right, whenever you want to set up exception reports in cost centers, for plan and actual reporting. So, like especially as I said, if you want to check the deviations between your actual and plan data, for example, actual is there, plan is not there, and then there is a deviation in negatives. You can always highlight them in, because good, critical, bad edges will be there. So you want to see how to check whether the source documents you have to, like understand from where they're coming from, what is the values they have. You can actually post all these things using the exception advanced reporting in this cost centers plan and actual. So when you go to this cost centers plan and actual, here I am not sure how many of you really know this bookmarking. So whenever you have generate any certain reports or data, right, you can bookmark them. For example, if I go here, let me show you what are the features that we have before I raise the exception. So once you go for a plan category, let's say you have a plan category called, see, some data is there, right? So when this data is there, when you want to bookmark this, you can go here simply, save as the same report, like it's a plan order report. Okay. So visibility private means everyone, only you or some people can do. If you have any specific group of users, only in your team, if you want to see only 5 or 6 users who can see this particular report, you can actually give permissions itself only. You can assign users here, and you can give the permissions of their usernames and things here, and only those people can see this report. Rest all cannot see. If you're open to public, this will be seen by everyone, and everyone can start changing that as well. Okay, that is the public. So private is only they can view, but they can't change. Okay, so now save this. So you'll get this report. In the similar way, if you want to go for any other, for example, let's say if you want to make a fixed asset planned values report, or as a project budget report. I'm just randomly picking this. So this is not assigned. So yeah, we have limited data. So like this, you can go, and once you save this, right? So whenever you open this, let's say if you open here once again. See in the bookmarks, whatever the saved reports, right? So you can save like bookmarks like this, and you can actually go to the reports, whatever you want to analyze for further analysis. Okay. This is one such thing wherein which you can see this. Okay, I'm just looking. So as I said earlier, you have a data analysis, you have graphical display, you have query information panes will be there. Basically, you use this data analysis pane more into it. So for example, if you want to go to the same report, okay, without any selections, financials one. So put the plan category always. Okay, then you can go to the reports you want. So this will open your financials report like this. Okay. So these reports generally, so two things before I create a exception on this. So you can generally, send this report as a PDF also. As many of you know that this file name is there on the format will be there. So if you want PDF, you can generate a PDF like this. Okay. And then if you want an XSV, you can generate an CSV report is as well. Like export. This will be automatically export by default. If you say export as will show you these options here. So you can go for CSV, .xl and these ones. So if it is a PDF, so you should have all these things here, which is your font sizes, paper sizes, whatever you want to print, right? For your printable format, you can actually look into it, and your general prints will be automatically be captured from there. So if you can see here, the report will more looks like this, because many of us don't know this, right? So here, if you can see this, the PDF report, see, this is how your PDF plan actual data looks like. Okay. So yeah, just for information. And then for the same report, for example, if you want to create a tile, so wherein which you are frequently visiting this cost center plan actual with the selected data with the same report, you want to frequently come and have to work on it. So the same thing you can create it as a tile also. So let me show you how we can do that. Okay, let me go back to home page. Let it process. Let me check the plan category here. Okay, and simply go. You get some data. Okay, so when you want to make this report as a tile in your front page, you can go to here. You have this one. You can mail this report. Okay, and you can make this save as tile. If you go to save as tile, one second, this is still loading. Okay, so here you just put this here. Let's say for my name, I'm just giving because to understand, to show you the tile has been saved. Okay, on pages means in which page you want this tile to be placed is what you have to keep it there, so that you can easily go and get that there. Let's say I'm using here my home, the home page only I'm applying directly. So save this. So this tile will be there, which will be used if you go to home page. So you can see the moment I give this try, the tile has been added here. See, the tile is there here straight. You can write financial report or something. So this tile will be saved, and every time you don't need to go to the app and doing all these things. You can simply save like this, and you can go to your report directly, and you can make like your analysis and everything on top of that. Okay, this is one thing. And very importantly, as I said, like we have this exception reporting, right? So in exception reporting, as I said, we have to sometimes what happens, for example, if you can see here, let me drag down this. For example, if you can see here in the financials one, I don't have any actuals, but I have planned certain thing. Okay. So in that case, what is the difference? These are my differences. So in case, for example, these are 3 records or 4 records, we can easily find it out. But in the bulk volume of records, when you are, processing for multiple financials and multiple cost centers, multiple GL accounts, you have a lot of differences will be there. And you to get into these differences, you want to put some color so that whatever your difference amounts are going into a negative revenues or negatives, or else which GL accounts or which cost centers are performing super good, so you can actually make colors for them so that the report will look good, and you can easily understand and identify what are performing good and what are performing not good. So these two things we can do that. So here, let me show you how we can do. So in the same report, when you go here, you have a thing called measures. If you go to the manage exceptions, there are no exceptions defined for this. Now I'm defining the exception here. Okay. So if you go here, let's say you have to write the new exception. New exception is, I'm writing here as exception underscore str1. Okay, so this exception you are raising because for which field you have to, because all your exceptions will be raised to a measure. That means a field where your differentiation will be showed in numbers, not on characteristics, right? So for example, if you can see here, the difference actual, it is around minus 1000 or something, right? So if it is equal to, I'm giving, you can give the difference. There are many conditions you can write on top of it. Not equal to, greater than value, less than value, between values, not between values. So any value you can pick in between the ranges also, or if you have any certain ranges also, you can keep it. Okay. So let me show you one thing. If it is equal to 1000, it is good one. Good one means light green. Okay. Good two means normal green. Good three means some other color. So you can see the colors also, what colors they impact for you for your reporting also. Let's say if it's good one, okay, you can add one more. Let's say I'm adding bad three. Okay. For another field, we can select, or the same field we can select for that. If it is in between, minus 1000 to minus 2000. Or else we can write like this also, minus 9 to minus 9999 something. Okay. If you can say okay, refresh this one. Okay, let me check that. Okay, let me, if your actuals are blank, you can make it as red. Okay, let me do that. Is blank. Okay, you can see like this. See here, your actuals are red, right? In the same way, for example, if your plan amount in global currency, if it is also blank, you can make it red. You can add another measure. For that, you have to write another. So every time when you selecting a particular measure, you have to write a new exception. You can add n number of exceptions. There is no limit for that. Let's say, for example, here. For example, plan amount in global currency is in between or less than or equal to 99. Say okay. See here, like this, you can apply colors, okay, and you can make the reporting more intuitive, like for the kind of analysis that you want. This is only for your analysis purposes, wherein you can easily find out what are your negatives and what are your positives, something. And I just applied some of the colors with some certain data, but in real time you can actually apply to all your data, and you can see that also. Even clients also request this, because this report you can actually put that to your PDF also. If you can see like this, see if I'm giving the same report into PDF, that looks more intuitive for the people who are actually like analyzing or your data there directly. Like this, see the colors also, you'll get the report so that you can easily understand and go for, hey, this is my differences, this is my things, which was going, and you can actually take actions on top of that. Okay, so this is what you have in your advanced reporting functionalities. In the advanced reporting, you can go to PDF, you can make as a tile, you can raise exceptions, you can do perform more drill downs. Drill downs means here, as you already know that, right, from one field to another. These are all in the navigation pane. You can actually go from one measure to other, and one field to other field also. You can drill down as of these conditions are there in your internal configurations. Okay, so this is about your advanced reporting functionalities. The next one is, we have to evaluate the value flows from the financial accounting, which is I'm calling it as, we have to perform certain event-based actual postings on the cost centers generally. Okay, so these cost centers, when you are performing, why we have to perform first thing? Why you have to evaluate the value from financial things? Because when you take what I want to say, like in journal entry expenses, basically, right? So when you're taking any journal entry expenses, basically, they will be posted to what? To your financial accounting, right? And these are one-sided entries in your management accounting, which I mean to say controlling. Okay, in controlling, the journal entries will be posted to as a one-sided entries, which means only the line items with cost and revenue GL accounts are relevant and assigned to your controlling account assignments. Okay, so parallelly, on the other hand, the transfers and allocations within this controlling or management accounting are two-sided postings. They have a clear sender-receiver relations will be there. So let me show you, when you are analyzing entries that are made from outside your management accounting, like your financial accounting, generally you have to make two cases for posting to cost centers from your financial accounting. Okay, what are those? Those are your, let me add it here. So here, while you are doing your posting to journal entry in the controlling area or your management accounting, you will be having two things. One is with your postings with assignments to the final cost centers. These things will be there. Okay, so these things you have to make directly on the journal entry line item, like your HR payrolls, marketing departments, marketing costs, all those things you make like this in this postings. Okay, and the second one with the expense journal entries, you have postings with assignments to when, as I said, auxiliary cost centers will be there, which is a indirect or intermediate steps for you. Okay, this is called postings with assignments to auxiliary cost. Okay, so like you can see some cafeteria expenses, like department expenses, employee expenses, or food expenses. So these are all comes under auxiliary costs. Okay, now as part of controlling, you have to enter these journal entries on the cost centers also, and you should know this, how this journal entries things also works. For any journal entry in FI, you might be having some entries with your primary cost, with GL accounts, and a CO account assignment. Generally, cost center account assignment will be there, right? So, which we will specify for each line item also. So, as an accounting document will be created as part of them, and that accounting document generally, when we are loading, it contains all financial and controlling information, right? So, right now in the current example, let me show you that how you can actually post an expense to the journal entry, because as I stated earlier, there are two types of postings will be there. One is your real posting, another is your statistical posting. Okay, so real costs that are allocated to your controlling objects will be posted through this real posting methodology, And whatever the statistical costs are there that are posted to your account assignments for all your reporting and analytical purposes will be comes under statistical posting. Okay, so let me show you the like some of the posting expense journal entries, how you do this in this, and how you configure that in your environment, because the profit center generally will be derived from the master records of the cost center, and then they are posted to this particular statistically. Okay, so let me show you that how can you do that post expense journal entries. Okay, so let me go into this. So as part of our normal daily operations in financial accounting, as you already know everyone, expenses are posted on what? Cost centers, right? Um, so the postings that we made on the expenses are posted directly to your primary cost centers, right? So let's see how to post how to post the expense journal entries, in this demonstration. So let me show you that. Go to our regular app, post general journal entries. Still loading. Just wait. Okay, just come. So put the journal entry date as current date will be your journal entry date. Your journal entry type will be same, quite common here. There is nothing I'm changing here. The period will be the current period. You can take it as 9, which is okay. Okay, and then the company code I'm keeping is here. If it is 101080, we can use that. If it is not, no problem. Yeah. Okay, so then the transaction currency, according to that, we are taking this one. Okay, and now we have to make the journal entries here, so which will go to this company code. This is by default added, so just add the relevant GL accounts further. Let's say I'm adding here on relevant GL account. The payroll expense I'm adding. Okay, so this is added here. So then for this, let's put some debit amount. Okay, you're done with that. Okay, okay, and then as we are doing this management accounting, so we have to mandatorily put this cost center also. So you won't get it on directly. You have to expand that. So expand this one. So you'll get this ones, the cost center. Come down, come down. So here you can write our own cost center, which we created earlier yesterday. This is the one, Fin 101. Okay, so I'm just attaching to the controlling cost center. Okay, now we are done with this. Now then go back again. You just unexpand this. We have second record, right? So here also add. I'm adding 2-3 records like this. Please up to the screen. So adding one more GL account here. This is an office supplies, which I'm taking care for that. Okay, and then taking this is a debit field only. Again, this one is just 23 and taking. Expand this. Expand for the this one, so you can write the tax code here. Let me take okay, let's take this one I0, no issues. Some tax category we have to anyways provide that. Add one more here, record. I'll take say this one. Let's take something about. Okay, and expand this one. Add some tax code. Okay, and give the cost center, the same cost center which we have taken. Okay, so put this one. Okay, this one cost center not given. Put some tax jurisdiction there. Go back and add one credit also here. So just the concepts of this. Okay, and then simulate now. Okay, tax jurisdiction is not added here. So all are done. Okay, so like this, you can add multiple GLs. Okay, and you can actually post this. We have this data issue for this, right? So let me check this tax issues, or else we can change this to this jurisdictions has not been properly assigned there. We have not gone tax concentrates, right? Yeah, because these tax codes are not getting just removing for now for the scenario. Post the document. Okay, we put this to 1200 directly. Okay, the document is posted, right? So in the cost center accounting, basically, because we have to see the cost center assignment here, basically, right, for the GS that we generally post here, right? So for that, what we do generally do after displaying here, right? One second, let me display. So if you go to the settings here, we can actually put this profit center and cost center and say okay. Okay, and then you can see the cost center assignment in the line items. These are the profit centers, right? If you go to here, uncheck the profit center, keep only cost center. So you can see the cost center assignment that was happened in our. Okay, so this is how you can actually assign cost centers to line items, because there will be different line items will be there. So you will be assigning here, and then you can see the cost center assignment from this GL accounts for your management accounting. Okay, so this is how you will do these things. So once we do this, sometimes we have to do the cost center reassignment is also there. That means reassigning cost between the cost centers will happen. And sometimes you have to execute a direct activity allocations also. So these are the important parts, in the cost center management when we do it. So whenever, let's say you assume that accountant produced a posting error when he posting a telephone cost or a tax cost or something, whatever you can say, a different cost will be there to an auxiliary cost center. So when these type of errors are detected and verified by the cost center manager, you have to take some action on top of it, right? So it's always possible to correct the posting in the controlling using your reassign costs and revenues app. This is one app which will be used for you, because in case if you post any wrong cost by your accountant or yourself, so you can correct it by this app. So let me show you that. If you go to this app, reassign costs and revenues, this is a new version. You go to here, as I said, with this app, you can reassign costs and revenues when there is a posting which is incorrect. And please note that no validation on the sender cost center is done. Okay, I mean, the system does not check whether the cost you want to reassign actually exists on the sending cost center or not. It won't check. Okay, which means that negative cost may result on the sending cost center after the reassignment also. So you should be careful while doing this. Okay, and also there is no reference to the source document number posted on the sender cost center. So which is you can't trace back to the original accounting document whenever the reassignment is done. You cannot do that. Okay, so let me show you that. It's still loading, just wait. Okay, yeah. Now if you go to the create, you can see the page of creation here. So you can see your standard data, and in the right side your new document reassignment data that you want to provide for this. So this is all for your reassignment of your cost, right? So just expand this. This left section is not required for us, so that you can clearly see this. So you have your document header text. You should put your general entry date, posting date. Okay, these are the two important things, and then accordingly your data will come here for your thing here. Okay, so let me put your dates and document header text here. Let's say I'm writing this as stripe reassign. Okay, the same date you can keep. For the journal entry type, you can see there are many types are there. We go with standard type, right? SA, same on GL account document. Let's go with that. Okay. Now, once you are done, you have these ones to do: account for allocation, sender cost center, receiver cost center, and amount. Whatever you want to reassign the cost, right? So you have to do that. Okay. Now you have to put the GL account for the allocation. Okay. For there, what will be the sender cost center and what will be the receiver cost center, you have to provide, and the amounts that you want to add with the currencies you have to add along with the item text. Okay. So then once you provide the item text, you can create that one. Okay. Let me put here amount for allocation. Okay. I'm trying to search for certain things which we did earlier. This one, yeah. In the center cost center. Select one from here. Like say I'm saying we don't have any cost centers earlier, so we have to create, right? We have created the receiver one will take R1. Okay, and the currencies take something around 40. And simply create this one. There's a period is there which is saying that is closed in company code once and the residual transaction. Okay, fine. Let me take another one here. No issues. Let me take another period. This is block we did from many serials, right? So, okay, let me change the cost center from test to here. Let me take another cost center, no issues. Okay, let's take some other cost. Once we know, like going to, like when we want to, as I said, we will reassign the cost, all these things, right? So after the reassigning of cost, you will be generally doing this direct activity allocations will be there, wherein which we will be executing direct activity allocation on the server itself only. Okay. So in executing a direct activity allocation, when you have to go for such things is in a day-to-day operation, sometimes in a cost center may offer an internal activity to another cost center also in the company or another project, preferably. So, for example, in IT services cost center, generally it can offer internal activities for other cost centers, as part of your planned IT services also, right? So all of this, the cost of the internal activity depend upon the your activity quantity that you're going to use further, and further in which whenever you want to uh, allocate that particular direct activity, you have to use this direct active allocation, wherein which you will enter the cost center that provides the activity, and also you have to do the allocation for the activity at sender level. However, receiver can be your controlling object, and you can use certain WBS objects also for that particular activity. Okay, so how you to do that? Let me show you that how you execute direct activity cost allocation. So you have an app called, if you go here in our regular apps itself only, direct activity, yeah, this one, the new version. You go to the direct activity allocation app. Same like this is the reagent cost center app only. This is the direct activity allocation instead. So you can see here, just simply go to create. So in the create, provide this for, I don't know whether this also goes that we have the GLs have some issue in this environment today. So if you can go here, okay, as we have reassigned in the reassign cost, here we will directly allocate the things there, and then simply select the type here. Instead of SA, you'll be going with some other type here. Okay, so provide the sender cost center and all these things. Like earlier, what we have done. Now I don't know. This cost center is not coming now. Okay, this is fine. Just simply create this one now. Go to create. put this one 001 underscore ZaranTech cost center here. Okay, and put this as CO, secondary cost, and start giving the cost center creation here. Okay, let me add some data into this. I'm just checking some basic data here, which is not there, right? That is the reason we are not getting the data there. Just activating those ones. Yeah, some data is there now. Which is a very simple scenario, but because of data, I'm unable to post you for that. Let me show you now. Manage direct activity allocation. Okay, so here when we create this, okay, so I just kept the same dates here. Okay, and the general entry type CO because of controlling area, I'm just taking secondary cost. Okay, select the sender and receiver cost centers. Oh my god, data is not getting here. Okay, anyway, let me configure the data, and these tuners are simple only. I'll just show you, like when I load the data to you. Let's not waste time on this. So the next thing is you have to run the periodic ending activities like entering certain statistical key figures, analyzing the overhead allocation cycles, adopting certain running allocation cycles. These are the important parts as part of the running the periodic end activities. Okay. So when we are doing any statistical or something, right, you have to execute actual postings as statistical key figures in your general scenarios, right? So to get a proper view of costs incurred by the cost centers, right, we need to run these allocations at the end of the every financial period. So you have to set up these allocations, which will be used to use the statistical key figure values to your uh, different portions of cost to be transferred for each receiver cost center. So generally these costs are transferred from the auxiliary cost centers to your department cost centers, right? So these things you will set up and you will execute the actual postings of your statistical key figure. So let me show you how you can do that. If we go to the manage statistical key figure values, okay, here we'll simply create again. Okay, so here we will be selecting some things here. Let me show you. Zero zero one, and this is our statistical key figure posting, right? So just write it like this. So your translation date you have to give, the posting date is same here. So put the same date as translation date, whatever date they give here. Okay. This the controlling area is automatically picked here. If you go down, you can see your receiver cost center. So take any one receiver cost center. From the manufacturing units. So put some statistical key figure values here. One or two, what up to you can create. Like let's say I'm taking this one, 101002. So put the category and your quantity here. Let's say this is okay. So like this, you have to add two or three or n number, whatever you want in this things. Okay, from the same cost center. Okay, and then different statistical key figures, which is number of vehicles. So by default, these will be added. Okay, you can add n number here and simply create. So then your document will be posted for this with this number. Okay, now you have to check the actual statistical key figure postings for this. So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to your statistical key figures actuals. These are the ones which I posted now, right? So if you want to go to back the original ones, you go to home page. There wherein which you can actually use this app, statistical key figures. Actuals. So this is the actuals. This is the one. You can go here. Here, whatever the cost center we have taken, right, that you can provide here. Like here, I have taken which one? So those values you can be seeing the updated ones here. Or else even the values also. You can see these values we have taken, right? Just go for the cost and relevancy also, you can see it. See here. Now whatever I posted the values to the original values, right? So like this, you can actually analyze your new posted values for your actual postings to the statistical key figures in this operation. Okay. So this is about the total cost center accounting. Okay. So as an outline, we have seen different allocations, different postings, and different analysis also on top of that. Okay. So these are all comes under as part of the cost centers, and we have seen the differences between projects and cost centers also. Okay. And when you are, as I said, initially I told that we have to create overhead projects, right? So on part of that project data also. So let me show you how to create overhead projects and how you can display the different project statuses, and how can you see the project attributes on top of that. Okay. And then you can upload project plan data, project budget data also as part of that, and you can analyze that as well. Okay. So these things I will go with after a short break, and then we will be covering the internal orders. Basically, internal order master data is there. So how we create this internal order master data is what we will be primarily looking after the break. Okay. And then we will see the internal orders in SAP S4HANA, how we create the master data and how we can maintain them, how we use actual postings to internal orders. And then you will see some of the period and closing for internal orders. So with this, we can complete these internal orders as well. Overhead projects like um, we will be whenever we as I have gone through this overhead project yesterday. So this particular projects overhead projects will gives you a global picture of on different of common tasks that we generally do, like as part of a key processes in the project control basically. So when I'm saying that, you can see here. So like this, you can see the overhead projects will have certain master data, budget and plans, reportings, direct postings, corrections, allocation, settlement. So we have done, I have shown you almost all in the cost center creations, right? So basically on the project master data management, any company, when it is planning to organize several um, promotional kind of stuff like fairs to their new products. Generally, they manufacture when they put a fair, right, to just to get the product to know to the customers and public. They will make certain fairs, trade fairs, right? So in such thing, like it is already necessary to create master data for such projects and such data or such products, okay, that are related to cost, because especially to the marketing events. So in SAP S4HANA public cloud, basically the projects reflect the kind of undertaking. So you will be creating new projects to represent the new fairs that you're going to take in different countries on top of it. Okay. So then you will be having planning, budgeting, and controlling for this, which means, like the person who is in charge of the different fairs, he will make a plan, right? On the planning, will do the planning of operational expenses, right? So you can plan on individual costs, GL accounts for each project, like different planning data uploads, different things will be there. So the purpose of this project accounting is to mainly provide management with the tools in form of different reports that you generally have to analyze and allocate the budgets. Okay. And then you will do the direct postings and direct activity allocations, cost allocations, all these things remain constantly as I have shown to you in the scenarios. Okay. Now, when you want to manage the project data, basically, you have to create the overhead projects. When I am saying you have to create the overhead project, you will be having certain time frames, certain allocations, and all these things will be there as part of the overhead project thing. So if you can see here, for any overhead project that you're going to take, these are the possible actions in the project management. You have to take off plan cost, you have to take posting cost, posting the revenues, monitoring the projects, settlements, settlement alleys, all these different things will be there in the overhead project. There are different projects I tell, right? So statistical investments, project with revenues. Okay. You have seen statistical, I have already shown to you, right? In the revenues also, we have posted something. So now we'll learn about the overhead projects, right? So how to create this overhead project? First of all, overhead project is nothing but a WBS element. Whenever you want to start managing a project in the system, for this, you have to know this project called overhead project. Okay, which is a type of project wherein which you'll create a profile for that. Okay, so let me show you how you create this project, the overhead project. You go down. So there is a project with WBS basically. One second. If you go here, project control, enterprise projects. This is the app wherein which you will be creating the these projects. So if there are no created projects in our environment, okay, now we'll be creating one new project. So choose create. Okay, so the new project screen is open. Let's say you are conducting a fair, okay, in certain country or certain area for your project or product. Okay, so let's say I'm writing Strive Fair 1. Okay, the project ID will be like this: strv underscore Chennai CHN_1. Okay, like this. And then you will be create the, it is the overhead project. I told you, right, that different projects are the investment, overhead, project with revenue, statistical. So you'll be creating a overhead project here. So put a plan start date, because I'll be keeping here like that, the start date will be something like here, and this is still end of the December, like this. Okay, so you have to mention the responsible cost center for this. You have to put the profit center that is responsible for this. Okay, the currency will be automatically mapped here. That's it. Simply create. So this is created. Go back. Okay, go back. You can see your created project. If you want to copy the project from the existing one also, you can do that. While creation, you can copy the same one. You can create a new one. Like say it's fair 2, which is in STR Mumbai, something like that. Okay, you can give like that. The same start dates and dates you can give here. So like this, you can create and make demands for this as well. Okay, remove the plan, keep it clear, copy it. Finish will be automatically taken by that. Okay, simply create this one as well. Okay, so like this, you can create projects with your WBS elements. Okay, and once we create the project, the main important thing you have to do in the project is, you have to manage the hierarchies further. As I have already shown you, as part of managing the projects, you need to maintain groups and hierarchies for reporting and allocation purposes. So the question is coming like, why I have to maintain hierarchies? You have to maintain hierarchy for your reporting and allocation purposes. Okay, so global hierarchies are maintained centrally in all your managed global hierarchies app, as I have shown to you. From there only, we will quickly create a project hierarchy also. Let me show you that. If you go to the app, okay, now create the new hierarchy for the project also. So put the type here. Now type will be, so we have seen cost center hierarchies, we have seen finance statement version hierarchies, we have seen GL account hierarchies, we have seen statistical figure hierarchies. Okay, and now we have seen company code hierarchies also earlier, right? So now the new hierarchy is WBase element hierarchy. We can go here, put the hierarchy ID name. Let's say I'm giving this as strvchn1. Same I'm copying here. Put a start date, end date for this. Okay, and then there is no note. Simply create your hierarchy. Now in this hierarchy, whatever the W-based elements we create, right, then we can include them to make the hierarchy active for this. Okay, now just go here. One second, still it's loading. Okay, now if you go to the edit option here, you can go to the fast entries. Now instead of node, you will make a W-based element here. Simple. So Chennai, Mumbai, both. Select the same one and say okay. So we created a project, we created a W-based elements, we created a hierarchy, we attached the hierarchy to the W-based elements, and then we are saving this and activating that. Go back. So you can see the activation status of this, right? So now you can see a project. Okay, hierarchy is active. Now, whenever we go for the project management, especially the status of the projects will be there. So where we just call, like for the purchasing department, a purchase order for booking certain tickets will be there to travel to certain X location. Now, if it has been rejected for no reason with certain message about your W-based element, now you have to check and modify that element, right? You have to be able to post certain PO on the W-based element. That is called status of your projects. So generally, a project will have its own life cycle in between your defined start and plan dates. So a project begins when you create it and ends when you close it. So during that time, the costs that you are planned and posted to the particular WBS elements are settled in the receiving object. Okay, so now let me show you how you can create, how you can display and modify the status of a project when you have certain project changes in your projects. Okay, so for this, go back to home page. Go to the app, project control enterprise projects. So the screen is loading. Now here you can see these two projects are there, right? Your one of the projects which are I have created. One is for Chennai and this for Mumbai I have created, right? So when you have seen that, right, these are all created only. If you have gone to the projects processing status, you go here, adopt filters. The processing status, yeah, this is already there. So you can see all the data regarding to the project here. Okay, so now this is a created project, right? Now you have to modify that, right? If you have to modify that, when you go deep down into it, we can see the processing status. See here, the processing status here, it is having release and lock. That means you can release a project status or you can lock a project status from this particular app itself. Okay, so the moment when you release it, the project will be released. The moment when you lock it, the project will be locked. Okay, the project can be a cost object on which your cost will be generally posted. So with the release status, you can post commitments or your actual cost to it. Okay, in the release status. So now it is only in the created status. Now, right now, there is in created status. So in that, you can only carry out project planning functions. So you have to, if you have any other different phase, like for example, Chennai, Mumbai created two different phases for our product to be in the project. You have to repeat the same operation again and again whenever you have to go for different phase. Okay. So you can just release this. There is any such thing, release the project. You can modify the status like that. Just simple let it go to the project and release it. So this will be released. See here, now complete. So the moment you complete it, it will be completed and then you will close it. Okay. So whenever you are confirming your project, first of all, you have to come here, release it, complete it and close it. If the project is completed, then you can close it. I'm just showing you all these steps to you. You will not do repeatedly everything like this. You will go with one by one. Okay. As part of that. Okay. That's how your projects will be completed, closed, and all the statuses will be posted to you on top of it. Okay. So this is how you can make management of your projects. Okay. And when you are performing any budgeting or like project plan data, project budget data will be there. Now, for all that, you have to upload your expenses of all your plan data and budget data, right? So yesterday I have shown to you, right, how you can actually upload your expenses or GL entries and all these things into the import financial through import financial app, right? The similar way, you will be also doing the budget plan data and plan budget data and your project plan data, project budget data as well here. So for that, you have to create templates and you have to do that. I'm showing you, I'm not giving any templates here. You can do as an exercise later on, but I'll tell you where you can do that in the interest of time. So if you go here, you have upload expense plan data. Okay, same thing you can use. This is not there anywhere here. You can use the same one, import financial plan data. So from here, you have to create your project plans and project budgets, and you have to simply upload here. That's it. Okay. And then you will import those files, and then those will be automatically loaded into your systems, and you can further use them for your considerations. Okay. So this is your project planning and budgeting data. Okay. And where the controlling part, especially, you have to use this project controlling reports also, right? Which is called project financial reporting. So you have to identify all the main analytical apps to use, ensure a good follow-up on your project. So you have to review the planned and budgeted data for your projects in S4HANA reporting, because basically on that, right? So when you want to do all these things, you have to report your plan and actual data as a part of that particular scenarios wherein which you will use that, right? So all these things for regarding to project level analysis, project financial analysis, whatever you want to do, you can do that through this particular configuration app, which is called Project Financial Controller. So this is the app wherein which you can see all your project budgeting and project plan, actual versus plan data can be seen here. Let me show you that. It looks more intuitive for you. This is the controlling overview where you can see different project cost things will be there. Okay, this is one such app wherein which you can use the different buttons are here. Okay, and you can ask whatever you want, right? You can go, for example, my project, this one is that we haven't done any postings, but still these are the projects you have. You can just select those ones, simply go. So for all those projects, we can see what is the plan, what is the overall status, what is the recent postings, what is the overall status for that, is any consumption happened on annual budget, cost to date. So everything will be there as part of this. Whatever you post to that project, like on the data, you can see that. Okay. This is only a overview that you can get from this particular app. Okay. There is one more app, okay, which can actually give you complete report on your project cost report. Okay. That app is project cost report. This app will be there, which is plan and actual. So if you go into this app, if you select your project, like say I'm going for this one. This is our analysis only. So you can see, you can go for this include orders. No, nothing is required. Planning category. This will be plan only. Okay, the planning category will be your planning category 2 will be like, let's say this is a project budget. Okay, planning category 1 will be there. You can actually take that one as well. Yeah, both are there. I don't know why this is not showing here. Yeah, planning category 1 will be your plan, and planning category 2 will be your project budget. It means plan versus budget, right? And then you have these WBS elements, not required. Company code you have to provide on which company code you want to you make this use. Let's say I'm using the standard one here. Okay, and simply go here because we have not posted anything, so the date has not came here. So let's close this and try with all company codes. Yeah, generally here you'll get this data whenever you post to the different projects, right? So that data with your global currencies will be presented here. So that data you can further use for your analysis. As I showed earlier, you can go with different kinds of items here, and like if you can add multiple project definitions in the same controlling area and same company code, and then you can put that here. Okay, and your data will be coming actually. Let me show you in this data is not the real. I'll try to show you in the one more column. We show from here. Okay, some of the apps are not included in the SAP standard also. Yeah, but you can try here. This is not really that urgent. But yes, when you have time, you can just post some GL accounts and see the data in this app whenever you have time for that. There's an additional information just giving to you. Okay, so that's how we can control the projects in the project management of your project account. Okay, so these are the different things which you can see as part of the projects. Okay, and coming to internal orders. So internal orders, we have seen, like in our regular scenarios, when to use internal orders, right? In a overhead projects or in overhead order business cases also, you might be using internal orders, right? That's what I want to give some introduction for that. So in order to effectively manage one-time expenses related to your marketing, non-periodic activities, and sort of company seeking information, all these things will be there. So where in which a company is asking to control and monitor certain cost on these different areas. So you have to go with this internal orders. So you might be familiar with cost center accounting right now, because from the yesterday which I'm giving to you on the cost center thing, you have been understanding that, right? On the overhead project accounting also. But internal orders may be a very simple option for such needs. Okay, whatever I just mentioned you. So they will give you a clear understanding of, how you can deal with the project accounting, how you can deal with the cost center accounting using the internal orders. Because your company might participate in multiple trade files throughout the year, as if it is a service-based company or a product-based company. Okay, for example, say. So in such cases, the expenses of the trade shows will be charged, right? You have to pay something for the trade show, right? On the marketing thing, on the marketing cost center. So as a whole, what happens on the marketing cost center when you are charging for the certain trade show, when you're charged for the certain trade shows, sometimes it will be difficult to determine the exact amount spent on each individual trade show, right? I don't know how much I spent, I have spent it. So this type of line item issues, as a new internal order, if you assign it for each trade show, that will give you greater transparency and accuracy for your expenditure tracking, right? So that is where your internal order comes into picture. So you are going to be responsible for managing all the internal orders from the master data perspective if you're maintaining that. So you have to understand that basically how you have to create an internal order and how you have to maintain that. Okay, so let me show you how you can create that. As I said, the usage is clear now, because in order to give the transparency around your overhead cost, you have several options are there. So one such option is this internal order. Okay, earlier is we use cost centers, right? Cost centers are best suited for your periodic expenses, where you can see the labor, services, different categories are there. Okay, but however, some of the overhead costs are non-periodic in nature also, right? Periodic is fine, you are maintaining, but non-periodic in nature, So in those situations, always go for the internal orders, right? Like expense related your trade shows, I said, in the earlier example, okay, that might occur 3 or 4 times or maybe 5 times occur in a year, like. So you have to use internal orders. So you can capture the cost of each show that you are doing for your service-based things before you settle the responsible cost center. You can do this. Okay. So if internal orders, for example, in such case, you might also think, hey, if internal order is not there, can't I do that? So let's say if internal orders are not used, then what happens? Then the cost of the multiple trade shows are charged to the cost center, but the detail by the trade show is really lost in your transparency or your clarity. Okay, the cost will be there, but you can't get the transparency on which city, which show, how much amount has been charged, how much have been given. You won't get any such idea. So orders that support action-oriented planning or your action-oriented monitoring, no action-oriented allocation of costs will be there as part of your internal orders. Okay, so let me show you how you can actually deal with that internal orders. Go back to home page. So in the manage internal order, there is a manage internal order app is there. So in this, if you can go to the company code, okay, directly you can see the company code here, right? So here you have to go simply here. So from the same internal order, you can create, you can copy, you can read. 3 actions you can do from here. I'm just simply creating here. Okay, the controlling area will be automatically picked. You have to provide the order type. So there are many orders are there wherein which you can see there's the development orders, construction orders. So many things, sir. As I said, now a marketing example to you, just go with the marketing order right now. Okay. And simply don't need to give any reference. If you have any referencing things which you're copying or making use, you can do that. Just simply continue. This is all, an internal ordered master data configuration. This is what I'm showing you right now. Just continue. Okay. So in the order, just give this as Strive trade show, something like that. Okay.
Hi,
Now,
Kay.
don't give any of these things. You go down in the internal order creation, in the assignment, you have to provide the profit center here. Okay. Your profit center, just check from here.
Yeah, we're not using IO anymore. So we're more on the WBS.
Oh, you don't need the subject in that case?
Yes.
Oh, okay, fine. Because it is there, I'm just going on that things. No problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So, okay, fine. Internal order, anyways, I have told you. Master data configuration I showed you right now. You can just do that. Yes, we have some other things, good topics are there. Profit center accounting, product cost controlling, product cost planning. So these are the ones which are there. And operating concerns and profitability segment configurations. Yes. So let me go into that profit center accounting right now. So before it loads, right now, the structuring cost centers, profit centers, segments, we have seen, right? So it's a very important element for any proper financial planning, right? This profit center, cost center or segments, right? In public edition, it is important to note that once segments have been defined and confirmed as part of your org structure, they can't be deleted, but you can add new ones. Okay, so other elements of mass data like cost center and profit center, they will stay open for all your modifications. We have seen that also, right? Which can be a good results in missing data in financial result. We can actually get that. So SAP is always recommended approach, guys. So you have to be define the structure during the fit to standard phase only in the implementation, so that you won't get new changes in the next level whenever you're configuring the new phases on top of that. Okay. So as you know, profit center you use for all your internal control, and you divide an enterprise areas of responsibility for profits. So all your product groups for locations, functions, all these comes as part of your profit centers only. If you go here, so you can from the accounting's perspective, you can define profit center standard hierarchy in the controlling area, and you can assign default profit centers to the accounts also. So let me show you these two things, and then I'll show you the creation of profit center groups and all these things. So whenever you have to do profit center, this is the configuration scenario you have to follow. Okay, so see, whenever you configure your profit center, it starts with your segment only. I told you, right? Segment is the one which you have to. This is such example I'm just showing you here. Okay, this is segmenting the product in which you configure your profit centers and which you assign you define your cost centers, and you will define and assign your profit centers for these cost centers. Okay, and profit center groups are also there, in which I'll tell you how you can group your profit centers, wherein which you use them for a company specific reporting. For example, a profit center group would be a reporting, allocation, or any planning as well also. Okay, so like that you might be use these things. Okay, so whenever you go to the CBC, as I said earlier, you have to navigate your segments first of all, and then you have to create your profit centers from there. Okay, let me show you that before I go into this. So in the accounting, when you come down, this is the accounting. This is where segment, right? If you define segment, we already did this earlier. Okay, there are some segments I have shown to you. If you want to add new segments, okay, you can create your new segment. Let's say 100D Strive segment. I'm giving Strive as here. Just add this one. Okay, just go back, save this, go back. You can see this. Okay, as I said, once you created, you can never delete the segment. It's created, it's created. You want to change, you have to add new entry always. Okay, that's the reason there is no delete option here. If you can see anywhere, there is no delete option. Okay, so we create segment like this. Okay, one segment is created. Okay, I'm showing all the profit center before configuration, which you have to ensure this. So you have to review your additional relevant functional areas in CBC. Okay, so now go to the define functional area. Okay, not here in CBC you have to do. Anyways, that will take me here. Define functional area. Let's say we don't have HR here. We don't have any HR here, right? Human resources is not there, right? Okay, let me add this. So remember this, guys, the functional area is only relevant to the cost of sales accounting. Okay, it comes standard with all your accounting and financial thing. So it will be available in system, but you have to create if you have something in your customization, which you can do that. Let's say I'm doing here the new functional area. Let's say YHRS will be Strive HR MS. Okay, I created that. Save this. Save this. Okay. So once you have done this functional area also, now go back to home page. Okay. Now you don't need to go to the CBC. Now directly go to the manage profit center screen. Okay, you have to create the profit center master data using this manage profit center. And then you have to assign your previously defined segment to this profit center. Okay, that's what the general configuration you have to follow for this. Let me show you this. Okay, simply create. Go to create option directly for creation of your new profit center. Expand this. Provide here. Let's say I'm giving YSPF. New one for your straight profit center. Strive HRMS profit center. Okay, something like that. Your valid from date. So pick this from here. The user responsible. It is not coming, but it's a mandatory field. You can give the same one here. Who's the user? Or else I'll write like this. Strive admin. Okay. So we give you a profit center. You give a profit center name. Okay. The description also I have given. Revenue from selling products. So this is for not HR, for marketing. Let's say Strive sales here. Okay, and then simply create it. You don't need to give all these details. Yeah, these ones are required. You have to provide the standard hierarchy node here. Provide that. This is already there. And the segment we created, right? 100D Strive, we will be attaching that here. Okay, these details and all these things are not necessary. This is not really needed. Simply create. Okay, so your profit center master data with the segment has been created, right? This is how you generally configure your cost center, profit center master data. Once you have done the profit center master data, you have to create your cost center also. Means you have to attach your profit center to the cost center. Okay. For that, you have to create the cost center in your manage cost center app, and then you link your cost center to this profit center YSPF. Okay. Let me show you that as well. When you go to back to the home page, manage cost center. This is how in cloud we will be doing this once. Manage cost centers, create. Okay, expand this, give a new one, YSCC, Strive CC. Okay, the person responsible, admin. Okay, you can put this. We have already given this cost center category earlier, I think. So we can use this always Strive customer source services. Okay, now, but anyways, we're into marketing we're using. Let's take this marketing one right now. Or else we can take services cost center. This one also we can take. Okay, once you have come down, just provide the standard hierarchy node here and the company code that is relevant for that. Okay, and you can see the functional area is automatically attached, right? But if you want, like your functional area is automatically attached. If you have different company code and different functional areas which you want to see that time, you can actually attach those ones as well. Okay, here you will be giving the profit center that we have just created. You can assign this profit center and simply create. So like this, the main org structures you can create and configure. The mass data is also like this from the CBC's perspective. Okay, this is now we got this profit center. It's been assigned and created. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to set up both the cost center and profit center groups also. Once you create profit center cost center, that's okay, but you have to create the groups also. Okay, so let me show you how we can do that. Go back to the home page. If you go here, you have this cost center groups creation, manage cost center group. Manage cost center groups. So you'll create a new group here. Go. So you have already one group which we created earlier. If you want to create new group, go to the new, give the controlling area group name, and then create that. Controlling area is 8000 by default. str12 I give. Continue. Okay, now you have to provide the name, everything here, the company code. You have to assign this group details here. Let's say name is like sales and marketing. The person is admin. So you can pick like this. You can add all these details here. We can just simply save this. Done. Okay. So like this, you can do for profit also. You can create the profit center groups also. Go back to home page. So here also same thing. You have to provide the profit center group details here. You have to go for new group. Provide same control. Same thing. Instead of there, you will be going with the new one here. Select this one properly. YPFS. Continue. Give the name. Or else let's give upgrades or service upgrades. This is log. We have to provide that. We're into the edge here. Just save this. Go back. So you can create like this. You can edit later on for whatever the extra things you want to add further. So with this way, we can create the hierarchies, I mean, the groups also. Okay. And at reporting and all these things, you can actually use these profit centers in your PLN statements and all these things for your orgs data relevancy, whatever the process orders, production orders, maintenance orders, cost collectors, all this comes under as part of that items. Okay. This is about profit center accounting. Okay. And coming to production cost or product cost controlling and product cost planning. Let me show that one. So in the product costing, basically the product costing involves a detailed level of understanding will be there for the costs and margins basically. So whatever you incur by products to assess and manage different portfolios of the products you want, and then certain support period closing activities will be there as part of your product costing. So these will be there as part of your product costing. So when you are going with product costing, it means that you are going to do certain calculation cost of goods manufactured, or you will enable a single source of products, or you might use a product that is related to some certain cost informations, or you can assess the cost accurately with the cost management as well. So these things generally we see as part of the product cost accounting or product cost management. But yes, when you are, there are many integration scenarios also there. One such scenario I might, because we can integrate product cost planning across public edition and SAC. That means the SAC cloud, SAP Analytical Cloud is there, wherein which you can import cost estimates to SAP Analytic Cloud as well. It's a very big integration scenario, but I'll show you in short how can you actually do that. The integration scenarios in SAC as well. But yes, on the product-based costing, we can see a different estimates. Like for planning means, you have standard cost estimates, which is focusing on different variants. Your risk estimates will be there. So on the production costing, many things will be involving directly, indirectly on your cost controlling factors. So these are the important things which we will be learning as part of the product costing or product cost controlling factors. Okay, so on the product cost controlling, you have to learn more on the product cost planning as well. So because these two are interrelated, so you should know how to plan and how to control both things in the production cost. So let me show you a few things on top of that, how you can actually create these ones, how you can maintain, how you can manage, and how you can actually control and plan production costs and all these things. So into the scenarios, let me go into the scenarios. We open the CBC page for now once. So PCP, which is product cost planning. As I said earlier, you will plan costs for materials without reference to orders in the production cost planning. Okay, and you can set prices for materials and other cost accounting objects as well. So when I'm saying, whenever you're using this PCP, the product cost planning, so you will be used for what? One, for your manufactured materials, and second is for your services. So you can analyze product cost based on different things. Okay, like by using this PCP, a user can know the value add that they can add for a production process, or the proportion of values that they are using for attributing for certain products or in certain org unit level, or efficiencies of the production or competitive price of the production. So there are many things they can analyze as part of the product cost planning. Okay, so when you want to do the product cost planning, there are certain elements are there which I want to tell you. So these are all called components, all elements we call it as, wherein which the product cost planning works accordingly with these individual or components or elements. Okay, the major one you have to know in the product cost planning is the material cost estimate. So this is material cost estimate. Again, will be two parts. It will be there. Okay, one is with quantity, and second one will be without quantity. Yeah, with quantity, without quantity. So in with quantity, the costing materials that are based on quantity structures will be there on the production planning. Those you will deal in the with quantity. The costing materials without a quantity structures will be there in the production planning, that you deal with your without quantity. Okay, so these are your two important parts wherein which you will deal in the production cost planning very importantly. Okay, and after that, you have one important element that you go in product cost planning is the price updates. Okay, whenever any results transformations of material cost elements and estimates happen to your material masters, right? So then you'll go with this price updates in the product cost master data. Okay, and then the third one will be your simulation costing, wherein which you plan new products and services using your baseline planning objects in the simulation costing. And the final one will be your service execution. Okay, so whatever that planning that you go without master data, like in ad hoc estimates you want to do, like kind of in the production costing, you will do all those things with this service execution. So like this, these two and these three, totally five, these five are your very important components in your product cost planning. Okay, So there are many considerations, integration scenarios. It's a very big subject, but we have very limited things and an introductory level is there. So I'm just giving you certain things so I can show you a few things on top of this. Okay. So what is the main purpose of the product cost planning? No, we have understood what is the product cost planning, but what is the purpose? Why we have to use it? Why we have to use it means whenever in any organization that is that is linked to this manufacturing and all these things, basically they have to calculate the non-order related cost of goods, which we call COGM, right? COGM is cost of goods manufactured, right? That non-order related COGM, when they have to calculate, when they have to do the production unit for the goods sold also, they have to depend on this product cost planning only, because this is the one which will gives you the clarity and information on the COGM of the non-related cost of the product units and product goods also. And not only that, it will optimize the cost of goods manufactured through your product cost controlling information systems. There is a system wherein which you can optimize the cost of the goods manufactured. Okay, and very importantly for all the decision making, whether to make a decision for your buying or to purchasing. So whatever you have to do, the decision making will be easily happen when you implement this product cost planning. So there are many what I can say standards are there with which you can assess the product efficiency. As I said, a lot of components I told you that these components will be in favor for you in you're doing whenever different reports you are making, like cost component splits or itemization or costing by multi-level BOM or partner cost component splits. There are many splittings are there. So when you want to understand all these things, right? So the one-stop thing is your product cost controlling information system, in which your product cost planning and product cost controlling will help you on that. Okay, so it's a very big thing in the very big chapter also when we go for this production cost planning. But as a whole, I have just given you an idea. I'll show you where and how you can actually put this master data in the product cost planning and how you actually leverage that. Okay, a simple demonstration to you. So let me show to you actual costing. This app is not activated. Let me check with costing. Product costing jobs are there. 1 second, but they should be also there. Mm, 1 second, let me check in this one. Okay, let me go into the product master data. I'll show you how to create a material cost estimate, which is involving this product costing. All the product master data we will be managing here itself only. Whatever the product cost related master data will be there, you will be creating here itself only. We manage product master data. So you will be giving the product number, product type, let's say that's a spare part. Give the base unit for this. Let's say it is a piece. Give the PC, because spare part will be in piece, right? So I've taken that. And if you know the product group category, you can provide that, which one it will be relating. It will be raw material. For me, I can take a spare part. Okay. And then this will be uh, some motor kind of thing, something right like that. Okay. Once we do this, So we will be in the general information panel. So we have to fill up wherever is necessary for you. This is all not required. Simply go and create for this one. This is very detailed information. So are handling that production cost and all these things, right? So on the product planning, they'll do that. But for understanding, for the financial terms, we have to understand the material cost estimates only. That's it. So for that, I just showing you how you can actually configure this production. Go back. Go back to home, or else this is not going. Okay, so let me show you a creation of standard cost estimate. Then we will go to the material cost estimate. Then I will evaluate the material estimates also as a process. Okay, so here we go into this app. This is the standard cost estimate which I'm showing you right now. This is material cost estimate. We need standard cost estimate also. Which let me hold on. Show more apps. Yeah, so you can go like this, material cost estimates, manage material cost estimate, and then here create material cost estimates are there. If you go here, create, take a material that we created right now. I just created a product, right? Same, I'm just using the plant and all this information, assigning the plant to it, and then giving a cost variant. Like say, I'm giving some standard cost variant. Okay, just simply save this, enter. Okay, so this we have to maintain in the plant. This is where, this configuration we have to maintain. The material manage, we are into more our finance, right? So this material you have to maintain in the plant. So maintain that material in the plant in the CPC. Go back. Create material or define the material. Okay, the app only we have to check because direct materials are not allowed. Let me check from here. This is what this production costs are all linked to this products and materials only. So we don't have the data readily available in our system. So I'm creating that. Let me show you that in creating. Okay, let me take it from the ACC part because we have to move from there itself only for public cloud as well. Let me check from there. So this exercises are generally been, guys. So whenever you change, why I'm trying to show you more deeply is here because you have to understand certain things here. Whenever, let's say you have changed the BOM, like the bill of material, and the routing, and now we have to calculate the cost of your finished product again. This kind of scenarios you might face in your real time also. So then what you have to do, you have to run a standard cost estimate to calculate the cost of goods manufactured and cost of goods sold as well. Okay, that is what I just want to show you. So that's what I want to demonstrate. But there some of the configuration for the production cost is not there. So let me get into the accounting directly. That's what I have logged into this ING now. We go to the accounting panel. If you expand controlling here, our management here. This one, the controlling. Okay, you will be having product cost controlling. This is what I'm speaking about. The product cost planning can be done from here because these are not directly integrated there. So I am depending on this IMG screen now. So if you expand the product cost controlling planning here, okay, you can see all the basic details for your cost estimates of materials, price updates, whatever I just given you, right? With the quantity structure, without quantity structure. These are all things you have to maintain here before you do any product cost planning. So for that, for materials estimate, because I'm just going to the product cost planning here. I'm going for the material costing right now. Okay, so let me expand further more into it. I'm going with the cost estimate with the quantity structure. Okay, so material cost estimate with the quantity structure. So you can see the defined cost variants are there. Okay, actually we can create this particular quantity structure and we can further use this. Okay, so but anyways, this will be, you can navigate to the master material cost elements with the quantity structure screens also. Okay, for further to it, let me create define costing variants here. Okay, the costing variants are enough here. We have group costing, plant and standard. So this one we will be taking now. This is the standard cost estimate, which I'm telling. This one we will be using for our materials estimates. Okay, going back to this, you can create material cost estimate. Come down. So go down, material data. Okay, then search here for the creation of material cost estimate. Yeah, this components are not activated yet here. Check this one. Okay, let me go back here. Directly I'll search from here. Okay. I have to search these things, guys, because the product cost controlling configuration is not there in the system. So before I want to show you how to like configure that, because that is not our regular component, right? So it's not there in the system. I have to add certain roles for that. I hope so. Then I can get these ones. Okay, I will show you this product cost estimates. Okay,